one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Stay here.
We are pleased to recognize Riley Lopez this evening. Riley Lopez is an incoming senior at Kennedy High School. Riley recently entered the Mestagny Law Art Competition, whose theme was honoring the heroism of first responders. Riley stated his artwork is thanking first responders for being there in our time of need and not leaving until they have made sure everyone is safe and sound. We know the hardships and the struggles they face on a daily basis. They do too, yet still give their time to help people. Riley was honored for the piece's overall excellence. He is very talented as well as deserving. He is an Eagle Scout and committed to his studies at Kennedy. For these reasons, the Sacramento City Unified School District is proud to recognize Riley Lopez as a Sac City Stellar student.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And I also believe that we have Angela Mestagny from Mestagny Law and Brian Rice from Firefighters Local 522 here to present Riley with a $500 check for winning the competition.
Madam Chair and to the board, when we got introduced to the Mestagny firm's art competition and all the artists that competed and Riley was chosen, and we wanted to do something, and in talking to him and getting to know him, he's a very impressive young man. Certainly his teachers have got to be very proud of him. I know his mom is, as she should be, and I know that his dad is. We were very impressed with him, and this small donation to him to help him out with a college fund is on behalf of the firefighters, myself, and also our brothers in law enforcement, the Sacramento police officers. So on behalf of Dustin Smith and myself, and the officers he represents and the firefighters I represent, we just congratulate you, Riley. Keep it up, and just honored to know you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the school board for recognizing me tonight, and the Mestagny and the Byrne Institute for giving me this opportunity to proceed through my art career. And this is one very big, important step. Thank you very much.
Next, we have item 5.0, announcement of action taken in closed session.
None, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Item 6.0, agenda adoption. Oh, Superintendent?
Thank you, President Rodriguez. I'd like to propose that we have an item in the consent agenda, 9.1A, under grants, entitlements, and other income agreements. It's bid number 120406. Custodial products and supplies. We would like to pull that from consent.
Would that be, again, bid number 12046?
120406, yes, that's correct.
Okay. So do I have a motion to move the agenda with the exception of item 9.1A, bid number 120406?
So moved.
We have a motion first by Vice President Wu and second by Vice President Cuneo. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed, abstentions, the ayes have it. We have an agenda. Now we have a special announcement that will be read by Vice President Wu.
Thank you, President Rodriguez. This meeting of the Sacramento City School Board is being videotaped in its entirety and will be cablecast without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the Government Affairs channel, on the Comcast and SureWest cable systems. Today's meeting will be replayed Sunday, June 24th at 9 a.m. and Monday, June 25th at noon on Channel 14 and will be webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. A video copy is also available at the board office. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should fill out a speaker identification form located in the back of the community room and present it to Chief Communications Officer prior to the conclusion of the item's presentation. That's Mr. Gabe Ross. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Please limit comments during public comment to items not listed on the agenda. If you are found to be commenting on an item that is on the agenda, you'll be asked to defer until your item comes up on the agenda. Please note that in the interest of ensuring that all members of the public have an equal opportunity to be heard, time allotted to each speaker may not be transferred or given to another speaker. Every member of the public wishing to address the board must fill out their own speaker identification form. Please turn off all cell phones or place them on silent or vibrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Wu. Item 7.0, special presentation. Item 7.1, we have the CAPEDS scholarship recipients. I believe we have Ms. Sandy Kaiser Stodden and Maxine Howell, who will come forward and present the scholarships.
Madam President, board members, and Superintendent Raymond. My name is Gita Halderman. I'm a member of the CAPEDS organization here in the Sacramento Valley. CAPEDS is an organization for Capital Area Association of Educational Office Professionals, members of who will work in the offices and administrative offices to be your support as well. Tonight, we're very happy to announce that we have 3 wonderful, successful recipients for our scholarships. Sandy Kaiser Stodden will be presenting that to you tonight.
Okay, our first scholarship goes to Nancy Martinez.
Nancy is a graduate from Hiram Johnson High School and will be pursuing a medical career in the nursing school of Sac City College.
Okay, our next scholarship winner is Chan Tran.
Jan is a graduate of John F. Kennedy High School. She finished the school in the top 2% of her class by taking many AP classes and winning awards in the PACE and MESA program. She will be pursuing her career at the UC Merced College.
And our last scholarship winner is Tyonia Presley Walker.
Tyonia is an alumnus of West Campus High School. She is also a very successful person in school and loves sports. She will be pursuing her career in the, in the medical field as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Next is item 7.2, First Robotics League, and we have Miss Louise Steinmetz.
Good evening. So I am Louise Steinmetz, Coordinator of Career Technical Education in the district. And last time we were here, we brought you almost 100 students and 4 robots. And as you can see, this evening is a little different. We have coaches attending training, CDE-sponsored training, so they're not here tonight. We do have some robots, one of which has been deactivated. We actually have one robot at the California State Fair, which has already won awards there. And that would be SES's robot. And of course, we have students off for the summer, although we do have some brave souls that have come anyway, so bless their hearts. And so tonight, Larry Loban and I, Larry's our education entrepreneur, will be doing the bulk of this, but we do have some students that have volunteered to speak about their experiences. So first up, I'd like to introduce the Kennedy Cougars captain, Bridget.
Good evening, board members and guests. My name is Bridget Barrowman. I was the team captain of Kennedy Robotics of the 2011-2012 year. I'm here before you tonight to talk about my experience with Kennedy Robotics. First off, I would like to begin with, I came to this team in 2010, 2011 as a junior, and I worked on the AutoCAD and design and also worked on bumpers. This past year, I moved on and became the team captain, which I basically ran the team and organized it. But this program has taught me more than I have ever would have learned in a classroom. I've learned how to solve problems, how to lead a team, and how to work with a team, along with just having fun and learning engineering and mechanical skills. I know this has changed many of my other teammates' lives, and this is why I'm introducing my safety captain, Kelsey Cutco.
Hello, I'm Kelsey Cutco. I'm a recent graduate from John F. Kennedy. My senior year, I joined the robotics team. This was my first year. I thought I knew what I was getting myself into, but I truly didn't. I will admit, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought the coaches would do everything. I didn't think us teenagers could do something so amazing. This experience has led to my self-discovery. Now I have a better sense of who I am and the individual I want to be. And many doors have opened in my future because of it. I never thought I could be interested in engineering. Now I'm at a program in Sac State for mechanical engineering, and I'm extremely grateful for being a part of something so special. Thank you, and this is Lori.
Good evening. My name is Lori Friedman. I am a senior at John F. Kennedy High School, and I will be a fourth-year team member on the Kennedy Robotics Team 3250. FIRST Robotics, as many people have experienced as well, has changed not only my life, but my whole outlook on what is out there for not only right now, but also for the future. When I was in 8th grade, I built a go-kart, and basically that one moment of hands-on experience made me want to become a mechanical engineer. So my freshman year, I jumped at the chance to become a member of the robotics team. So for this last year, which is my 3rd year on the team, I actually moved up from a small mechanical part on the team to become the chief programmer, and I took on a small management role on the team. From my experiences as a programmer, I have realized that there is more out there than just mechanical engineering. I realized that there is something out there as well that I enjoy more than mechanical engineering. My experiences on FIRST Robotics team has made me work harder and look towards a higher position in life. You may or may not be able to tell, but I am a shy person by default, and I just do not like speaking up. But now because of the team, I am overcoming my fear, and I am working harder and actually seeking to become a co-captain next year on the team. As if 3250 has not done enough for me, I also have put aside my goal of becoming a mechanical engineer, and I now realize that I actually want to become involved in computer sciences and get a minor in electrical engineering. After all this, I haven't even begun to mention how FIRST Robotics has changed my life, but right now this will have to do. So, thank you.
We have a wonderful parent that I would also like to share.
Good evening. My name is Sandra Newton. I don't think I can really top anything that they had to say, but as a parent, I really value the whole robotics program. My daughter, she's just finished 3 years in robotics. She's going to be doing her 4th year. It's just been incredible to see the way it's changed her, the skills that she's learned. She's probably the best solderer. So she's in there soldering the wires. She welds. She cuts metal. She machines. She does CAD. She's started programming the robot. Don't ask her to program your DVR, though. Leadership skills, self-confidence. I love watching her work because it transforms her from, like at home, she's just, that teenager, but you watch her in FIRST Robotics and she's just incredible. She's professional. She's made a lot of friends. Even after the build season ends, she doesn't come home. She's hanging out with her friends in the FIRST Robotics room. Even the other students, I've watched them. I've listened to them talk to the people. Not used to talking in front of people, sorry. But just watching the other students, not just my daughter, it's just incredible the knowledge that they have, and they can explain to you why they use the different materials, why they chose this design, how this works, why it works, and just on and on and on. And it's just incredible. So it's a very, very worthwhile program. Thank you.
So starting in 2004 through 2006, our department set a goal to expose as many middle and high school students to engineering as possible. So we sent hundreds of students on field trips to CSUS to tour the engineering labs. And we conducted speaker days and career days all over the district. We sent 3,000 students through a program designed by a group of mentors calling Students Fueling Students. We engaged 1,000 students in a STEM career day, and although these events were great for students and valuable, they still didn't do enough to get students to actually sign up for engineering classes. And so we decided we needed to do more.
So my name's Larry Lobin, and I'm your education entrepreneur for Engineering and Technology Career Pathway. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak here tonight. I was expecting to see about 12 or 13 minutes on that clock. So I'm going to abbreviate as I go because we really want to have some time left over at the end to introduce a person who's very important to the program. Does this currently move the slides forward? Can I move the slides forward from here? There we go. Was that you or me? That was you. I thought so. Okay, so I'll just give you a high sign. So as Louise said, we decided that we needed to do something different because we saw in our surveys and in our experience that kids who did projects, who actually interfaced with engineers and professionals from the community really became much more interested in what we were doing. So I was I had taken students from Hiram Johnson to the SMUD Solar car races, and I met a teacher from Jesuit, Jerry Glasser, who, is that working? Cool, thanks. From Jesuit, who talked about this FIRST Robotics program, and I did some investigation on it, and it really seemed to have our STEM pipeline in mind because this was a program that was multiple grade levels from elementary all the way to high school. It was project-based. They had social themes that would interest girls and boys. It was set up for serious mentoring by industry engineers and industry professionals and high school students down to middle school students, down to elementary school students. It had a practical application of so much that kids were learning in their core classes. It looked hard, but it also looked like it was a lot of fun. So, armed with that information, in 2007, the following year, we started a rookie team at Hiram Johnson High School, and really, robotics today has grown from that single 7-student participation to quite a few kids. We have 4 high schools currently involved, as you can see. We also have a middle school program that has 8 middle schools with 11 teams in it, and that's growing. So we have approximately directly in the program about 90 high school students and 110 middle school students. Now, that doesn't seem like a very large number. It seems like we're expending a lot of energy on a relatively few number of kids. But that's really not the whole story. And what this does is this, and I'm just going to kind of skip ahead a little bit here because the results that you see for each of the schools and down into the feeder pipeline that goes up to the high schools is pretty dramatic. Through this program being a very robust, compelling program, we've been able to attract some pretty high-level people. A mechanical engineer at Hiram Johnson is now teaching the lead teacher in the engineering academy there, and we've been able to create a really sophisticated engineering academy that's very well tooled up and is attracting a great number of students, more than the previous academy did. So we'll have over 100 students in there next year. We'll have 300 in very soon. This is the new academy. I was going to tell you about their lab, but I think I'm going to skip that. We've been able to really tool that up based on what Chris Schlusselman can do with the equipment. So they work with their feeder middle school, Wilsey Wood, which has put in a lot of interesting STEM opportunities for their kids. McClatchy High School is important in a broader scheme because they attracted a very wonderful person, who's that person on the left of the picture, Ken Davis, another mechanical engineer. He became a mentor at McClatchy. We talked him into becoming a high school teacher. He now anchors the engineering program at School of Engineering and Sciences. And you guys can see in your own slideshows some of the really cool things they've done. Kennedy High School, once again, an award-winning robotics team. They are, they started as an after-school program. They developed so many skills with computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing. When you look at their robot, they built most of those parts from scratch, except for the control components. So this was really a catalyst for, again, another pathway there, a design innovation pathway that will eventually have 300 students in it. And so this is proliferating around the district. That's how this is duplicating. We'll eventually have several thousand students in a STEM, in true STEM pathways at multiple high schools, all catalyzed by this FIRST Robotics experience. I'd like to take this opportunity now to call up somebody who's been very important to the program this year, Dr. Jose Michel. Dr. Jose Michel is the Academic Affairs Specialist at DeVry University, and they have been a wonderful partner this year. They have provided student and faculty mentors to Kennedy High School robotics team. They had a programming mentor that learned LabVIEW, which is a very complex program, just to help those guys, taught it to himself. When our principal funder backed out of our summer first LEGO League, the middle school robotics camp that we put on, DeVry University stepped up, made up the funding that we had lost. We really, really appreciate that. So we want to publicly thank DeVry for their efforts this year. We have a plaque here that says, the Sacramento City Unified School District Career Technical Preparation Department, High School First Robotics, and Middle School First LEGO League teams wish to sincerely thank DeVry University students, faculty, and administrators for your significant contribution to our programs during the 2011-2012 school year. Where you helped, we literally could not have done it without you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I have 10 seconds. I want to thank everyone, President Rodriguez, Superintendent Raymond, members of the board. The reason we do this is because of the students, and that's my time. We really invest because we are members of the community. For me, personally, in 35 years of higher education, private and public, it's important for us to invest in our community. We felt that the LEGO program was critical because DeVry, with its 80-year history and its DNA in engineering technologies become very critical for us. With higher education, everyone is feeling right now the pinch, both public and private sectors. We feel that the investment in the community is crucial, and it's an important part. As we work with Sac City Unified, DeVry has also done other things to promote STEM through Her World, which is a national effort by DeVry University. We've held our events here in the Sacramento, Elk Grove area where our campus is located. But we feel very honored to be able to be part of this endeavor and to help create the partnerships and the pathways that will lead to a long time. We hope to see this program grow, and we plan to be here for as long as I'm around. So, thank you very much, and again, thank you for the opportunity to support the kids of Sac City Unified.
Thanks so much. Thank you very much.
We have a public comment.
We have one public comment on this item from Daryl Jenkins.
Madam President, Diana Rodriguez, Mr. Raymond, illustrious board. I'm wearing a couple hats. I'm wearing the 100 Black Men from the local standpoint as a past president. I'm also representing the national organization of 118 chapters of 100 Black Men that the economic empowerment chairperson for all of those. And I'm with my other hat is AT&T. And first of all, you just need to know what an incredible human being you have in Mr. Larry Luke. You need to give him a hand, folks. Larry and I hooked up, and I asked a few questions about robotics happening here in Sac City, and he just infused a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of love for what this program is all about, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate this guy. He actually brought his program and his students to AT&T during our Black History Month and put a whole program of the young people out there and showed all of the first Legos and the first robotics. And that whole thing, they brought it out and didn't ask for a dime. And so it was really important that you infuse that into our community, because I need to let you know that I've just hired, you hear that word, hired, 3 Sac City State graduates from engineering, and they all had some piece of MESA and robotics, and they're starting in my organization somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. Okay, so that's for you. You need to understand that this is real, as well as nationwide and internationally. We have robotics and 100 Black Men in London and other places, and it grows exponentially. One chapter started a program, and in less than 6 months, they had 75 young people that they can't pull away from the program. And so STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, MESA, are going to be the absolute cornerstones of what you can be able to provide in your priority schools to turn a lot of that energy from negative or not thinking about school. If you just offer some of these programs, and you can start very inexpensively with the first Legos, and I'm here for that.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely here for that, and so is 100 Black Men. We thank you for bringing this to our community. We thank you for Mr. Lubin, and we thank you for Dr. I'm going to say Michelle. I don't know if that's correct. But I went over, and I know I'm over my time, but I went to Hiram Johnson, and I've been visiting that school a couple of years. This year, they had a welcoming program, and they had a dais about this, but as big as your platform here, full of these robotic students with a lot of programs and a lot of demonstration. They're doing some incredible things over there. They're building these things. The kids are excited. You have a real cornerstone of something, okay, outstanding. But I just want to tell you, you're doing a great job with these folks. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say a few words about the FIRST Robotics. I did go and attend the wrap-up session, the barbecue dinner for both the students and the parents and the teachers and the mentors. And I was very pleased to see the teams that had come together. And one of the things that, of course, I'm very proud of, DeVry University is my alma mater, but the one thing that I had pointed out to Dr. Michelle and the department chair that was in attendance and the students that were there as mentors is the Kennedy team captured the essence of what a DeVry University student goes through and what the real world they offer to you to apply in the real world. So it's just not about engineering. They had a web designer, they had a finance person on there, the safety captain who's here. So they had much more depth to their team. And that is exactly what you'll find in the real world of the workplace. And I really am very pleased to see what Kennedy High School has captured and the essence. And I'm very pleased to say that DeVry University was part of that as well. And also on behalf of the Board of Education, we'd like to thank DeVry University for their $5,000 donation to the Kennedy team and to the FIRST Robotics program. I also want to thank both Louise and Larry for constantly being there and pushing this and making sure that it's out there for our middle school students and high school students. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We truly appreciate that. Thank you. Moving on to item 7.3, a very exciting yet sad presentation is an outgoing student board member presentation by Isaac Gardone. We have 5 minutes on the clock for that.
Thank you, President Rodriguez. Serving on this board has been a joy and an honor, and I know I will look back on my time here as a pivotal point in my life, forever shaping who I am. I have learned more about myself in the past year than I've known about myself in the 17 years prior. I've learned about my strengths and weaknesses, about commitment, service, and time management. But I learned far more than just about myself. I've learned about political dynamics, I've learned about complicated budget codes, the union contracts, advisory committees, the charter process, redistricting, internal elections, coherent governance, contracts, operation expectations, California Education Code, laying off employees, public hearings, and many, many more concepts and ideas. But most importantly, I've learned about my community and how to serve my community from those who have indebted themselves to such service. President Rodriguez, you've taught me to enjoy serving the community, to make decisions based on my gut feelings of what is right and wrong, and to find the best in people and situations. You bring a maternal energy and love to this board that is invaluable in these economic times of hardship. Vice President Cuneo, you've taught me to use my voice when it's needed. You have an understanding that more politicians need. Not every topic needs to be commented on. You bring a refreshing energy that is not typical in politics, an energy that is most needed. You do your job, and you do an excellent job of it. Vice President Wu, you've taught me to think deeper and ask the complicated questions, to be incredibly friendly and kind, and to work with other people cordially. You bring cohesion to this board, and it was a pleasure to sit next to you for half of my term. Board Member Arroyo, it was a joy to serve under your leadership for half of my term as well. You bring an upbeat energy to our work, and you have taught me to serve my constituents unwaveringly and to always keep their needs in mind with every decision I make. Board Member Terry, as the financial expert of the board, you bring a perspective that is vital with these grim years of budget cut after budget cut. You have taught me to look into the numbers and make sure that they always add up. Board Member Bell, you've been a friend, a mentor, and a source of strength for me. You have encouraged me to say it how it is, to not give in to political or bullying forces each of us are faced with on this board, and have helped me to find my voice. I'm grateful for your wisdom, and the students of the Sacramento City Unified School District have benefited greatly by your outspokenness. Superintendent Raymond, don't worry, I'm getting to you. This district is lucky to have your leadership, intelligence, and wit. I would publicly like to thank you for always putting students first and soliciting student input on countless projects. Your determination to succeed, even when it seems impossible, clearly made evident by your 1996 congressional run against the very great Barney Frank, is exactly what this district needs. There is no one I'd rather see lead this district than you. You do the right thing without picking sides. And I know you will transform Sacramento schools into the very best schools they can possibly be. Board Member Kennedy, I'm not just leaving this board with a year's worth of experience or public service and a few connections. I'm leaving this board with a friendship I will always value and a friendship I will never let go of. You, as well as Judy, have been incredibly kind and generous to me, always cheering me on, believing in me, and the 43,000 other students in Sacramento. You give me countless opportunities, shared wisdom with me that I will always hold dear, and have shown me, and the rest of Sacramento, that you can make a difference in the community through politics, all while having a smile on your face and sharing a few jokes from behind a dais. Sacramento and this board are very lucky to have you, and never stop fighting the good fight, my dear friend. I would also like to thank my family for being so supportive of me and for understanding the conditions that come with the job. I feel incredibly guilty for all the dinners I missed, times I wasn't able to take out the trash nor load the dishwasher, for the times I was overworked, tired, and stressed, and unengaged with my family because of my service on this board. Yet they still loved me, and they still, every second of the way, cheered me on. I'd like to thank my sister Margie, sister-in-law Kate, and my 3 loving, supportive, and amazing parents, Jane, MK, and Fred. I would also like to thank Britt Irby, the SAC advisor, who has encouraged me and pushed me to where I am today. I'd like to thank countless other people, friends, and staff, but there's not enough time in this meeting to appropriately thank them all for the joy and encouragement they have shared with me. I now need to take care of some housekeeping by saying farewell to the former Student Advisory Council Executive Board and introduce the incoming board. Our president, Zachary Corbo, a senior at John F. Kennedy, is going to Sacramento State University. You can get up and wave, yeah. And he's being replaced by Hannah Jacobson, a West Campus high school senior. Our vice president, Katie Cheeseman, a senior at McClatchy, is going to Sarah Lawrence University. And she's being replaced by Ariana Rea, a Rosemont junior. Our secretary, Brittany Lee, who unfortunately cannot make it, is attending the Linguistic Academy in Monterey, California for the United States military, and she's being replaced by Ryan Sechin, a Burbank junior. Our treasurer, Lauren Poon, McClatchy senior, is going to UC Davis in the fall. I cannot make it as well, but she's being replaced by Maggie Guidry, a West Campus senior. Our marketing chair, Katrina Yee, is going to be a senior at West Campus High School next year, and she's being replaced by Matthew St. Turn. He cannot make it, but that's Katrina. Our communications chair, Hannah Jacobson, is being replaced by Valencia Scott, a West Campus senior. And our historian, DeAndre Paris, who cannot make it tonight, is being replaced by Jason Wong, a senior at McClatchy. And certainly, last but not least, the person who's replacing me is Katrina Yee, a senior at West Campus, if you want to stand up again. So I'm really excited for these engaging students to make even more of a difference than we were able to this year. And I hope that together as adults and students, we work hard to make our schools better, to engage our student and parent populations, and to offer the best education there is to offer. Thank you for a great year and a life-changing experience.
And please email us your speech again.
Well, we do have some public comment. And before we do that, I would like to again acknowledge the family of Mr. Isaac Gardone in the audience. So go ahead and call your first names.
We have 3 public comments from Zachary Corbo, Fred Gardone, and Jane Churchon.
So for the final time, I will be introducing myself to you. My name is Zachary Corbo, and I am the current president of the Student Advisory Council for the next week. And I would like to thank the board, not only this board members, but the last 4 years. I've been a part of the Student Advisory Council for 4 years now. I'd like to thank all the board members who have come and gone. Superintendent, it's been amazing. You've really helped not only the SAC I can speak for, but the students of the entire district I can also speak for. And it's without leadership and your entire staff, it would have not been possible for us to function as well as we do. I've had an amazing 4 years. I'm the longest serving executive board member currently, so I'm the old guy. I've seen the way the district has changed over 4 years, and it has changed a substantial amount. And I can positively say I don't think it's ever been better. From a student perspective, I know the way it goes with the opinions and the up and down. It's been hard times. And from a student who's been through these last couple of years, I've seen the cuts. Fortunately, we've been spared as many as we could up until this point, and I apologize for next year's students. I'm sorry, it's not looking good. But I would like to thank everyone I've worked with, all of the students, and I would especially like to thank the students for allowing me to be elected to the positions I have, and I would like to thank you guys for allowing me to speak at you for as often as I do. Only 2 minutes? That's sad. There's a couple more, Izzy? But yes. But once again, I'd like to thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart, and everyone who goes home and watches these board meetings. Thank you very much. And everyone have a wonderful evening and enjoy next year.
Hi, my name is Fred Gardone. Thank you for being able to speak to the board members and the community members who are here today. I'm Isaac Gardone, Izzy's father. All right, so I'm here to give him accolades. People always say to me, you must be really proud of your son. The pride is his and his alone. I feel fortunate to have him in my life. I feel blessed, and I feel real lucky. And I hope you guys, all you people here, felt the same to have him on the board. He took it really seriously. Wow, what passion. I don't know how he kept up with his studies. School board is so much more important than one person's performance trying to get into college. And the fact that he could balance it all, that impressed me. That, dude, I'm really proud of. Otherwise, you take all the accolades. And thanks for allowing me to speak. And yeah, you got a lot out of this, and that's great. I'd like to thank you all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jane Churchon. Izzy didn't know I was going to speak. I'm his mom. It's funny, Dad, Mom. His stepmother recently introduced him and said that he was a troublemaker. That's pretty much true. In addition, he inherited from me a little bit of stubbornness, which means that he does not back down. And that's something of which I'm very proud. Today I was sitting in a meeting at work, and as all of you know, meetings are pretty much endless when you're at work, and all of a sudden somebody was talking about a bunch of money that Kaiser, who is my employer, had given to the Sacramento City Unified School District for an anti-bullying initiative. And I thought, my son had a huge part in that. I know that. And I was so proud to know that what my son has left behind as a legacy is something that so many students will benefit from for so many years. I'm a product of the Sacramento Unified School District. I went to David Lubin and Sutter Junior High School. Our daughter, Izzy's sister, is a product of the Sacramento City Unified School District. She went to Phoebe Hearst and Sutter. Izzy is a product of the Sacramento City Unified School District. He went to John Morse, and now Alice, which is now Alice Burney, and to McClatchy. I can't say enough about the Sacramento City Unified School District and the many gifts that it has given my family. I'm no different from any other parent in this room or in this district. I'm very proud of my son, but my son is no different from any other child in the Sacramento City Unified School District. All of you stand for being able to give to our children the benefit that Izzy displays for you, the compassion, the loving, the ability to think for himself, the ability to be stubborn and not back down. All those come not because he's a product of our family only, but also because he's a product of what you have created for every child in this district, and I can't thank you enough.
Okay, so that concludes our public comment. I do have to say, the reason why I was a little late coming to the dais is I was on the phone with Miss Ellen Bell, our board member. Unfortunately, due to a work commitment, she's unable to be here, and she's deeply saddened by that. She really wanted to be here, but she did want me to express how much of a joy it was for her to work with you and the entire SAC. And, you know, she truly thinks that you're a fantastic student board member and that it is going to be difficult to fill your shoes. You know, she looks forward to working with the incoming student board member and the new incoming SAC student body. So, you know, all of that in that phone call, and then there was so much more, but we do have a token of appreciation from our entire board. And there you go. Thank you. Superintendent.
Thank you, President Rodriguez, and on behalf of the entire school district in Sacramento, I have a little memento on the red apple for Izzy, and I would just like to say that, you know, those of you who know, I have 3 children, and I have a son, and I could only say, Izzy, that if my son could grow up to be half of what you are, I'd be really proud of that.
Do you have any board members wishing to express any thoughts at this time? Seeing none, thank you very much for your wonderful speech and for pointing all of this out. And we look forward to serving our last board meeting with you. Moving on to item 8.0, public comment. Mr. Gabe Ross.
We have 12 public comments for 8.0.
Okay. And we will take them all at the normal 2-minute time limit.